Just me for the moment. What's going on, guys? Welcome to it, End of Airsoft. Papa from Dead and Outfitters. Obviously, so those of you that know me, those of you that don't, welcome for the first time. Appreciate y'all showing up. Uh, Looking forward to tonight's conversation. I actually hope we had a lot of audience participation, a lot of guys in the chat, a lot of folks in the chat participating in this one because we are talking about something that's near and dear to my heart and should be to most of you, and that is the airsoft community as a whole, some history behind it. Where did it come from? Like where did we come from? I should say. Where are we now, and where are we headed? What's gone good? What's gone bad? Those kind of things. So really, guys, you're gonna be able to fire away your questions. Joining us shortly will be Nigel Isles from Delta Armory. Hey, what's going on? How are you, John, sir? Warden joining in the chat. DCM, looking forward to seeing you guys soon. Um, yeah, so like I was saying, Nigel from Delta Armory is going to be with us. He's been in the game longer than most, and getting his perspective is always a wonderful thing. Love talking with him. Love having him on. And he's actually been there from the beginning for me when it comes to when it comes to Dead and Outfitters. Actually, even before I was Dead and Outfitters, he was there when I started 19 Kilo Airsoft. So looks like he just came in. Look at this. We're gonna jump him right in. Bang. There
Yep.
he is. Welcome, sir.
What's going on?
How we doing?
Doing good.
Looking
Sorry,
good, sir. Good to
I
see you.
forget you're on East Coast. I'm Central Time. I was like, oh, I got an hour. So
You
anyway,
are not the first and definitely won't be the last one to do it, I promise.
I'm sure.
Yeah, we've it's happened with Sal before, it's happened with Mr. Wiener. Hey, by the way, real quick, Wiener, if you decide you want to if you got some free time, want to jump in, you would actually be great for this conversation. You go way back, all the way back to New York as well. Um, and would love to get your perspective. So if you want to jump in, that'd be awesome. I'd love to have you and just hit me up, and I'll shoot you over. I'll shoot you over the invite. Nigel, I'm sure you jumped off on purpose. If
Did
you
I
didn't, I can't
disappear?
see you. Uh, you are black, sir. We cannot see you.
All right, give me 1 second. Hang tight. Hang
No,
tight.
that's okay. But yeah, Wiener, hit me up if you do want to jump in. There we go. Look at that. Such a
Ah,
beautiful. Look like you're in Florida with
oh,
me.
that's not picking me up. Okay. This is why I wanted to get in a little early. That's all right.
That's all right. Listen. Um.
There we go.
So. And yeah. So, like I was saying, this is the journey for me has been awesome. Up, down, left, right. New friend, making new friends. Having some separations, coming back to those friends. I've got people that are best friends that I see once a year. You and I have actually never met in person, right? Nope,
Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah,
never. We never. And
it's funny you bring that up.
I've
Uh,
known you
I
for eight
forget that.
years.
Right. Yeah. No, I forget that. We've had a lot of chats, had a lot of podcasts. Yeah, man. I guess I feel like we have, but hey,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I,
jump out real quick and then jump back in. I did something to the settings that doesn't like what I did apparently. So give me 2 seconds and I'll be right back.
absolutely,
All right, keep it going.
absolutely.
Be right back.
Yep. So while we're waiting for Nigel to come on, and it looks like Wiener's going to join us too. Again, guys, I really I would love any insights, anything at all. Get you guys get your um what you. Let's bring Nigel back in. Here we go. Um,
All right, there we go.
there we go. There we go. Yeah. Your thoughts and feelings on where airsoft get, that one of the OGs, I haven't had him on, and I'm actually a little, and you're gonna understand this
I
when I
know who
say
this
it,
is.
who I haven't had on, and I'm afraid to because it'll definitely be a 3-hour podcast if I do, and that would be John Liu. Um,
Oh,
he is absolutely like the OG, and having him on though, I could basically just have him on, and then I could step away and come back in 3 hours, and then he'd be done talking. He's
oh, for
got
sure.
stories for days.
Yeah,
Um,
Operation Lion Claws. That's one of the oldest running events. Now he's still doing them, right?
oh yeah, oh,
Yeah,
absolutely,
yeah, that's what I
absolutely.
thought.
He,
Uh,
yeah, let's see, first time I met him a couple years ago, at first time I met him a couple years ago was at the first Thunderdome I went to, Thunderdome 2
Mhm.
in North Carolina. And it was uh, that was awesome. I went to everyone subsequently. That's where I met CRISPR, Kevin Walker. Um,
The meme
and
lord. Yeah.
he's just an amazingly beautiful man. He's just wonderful. Um, so
Yeah.
next weekend's Hidden Ward. So yeah, that they're doing Operation Hidden Ward in West Virginia. Um,
Man, I remember oh, here we go. Okay. I guess we'll start dating ourselves, right? So, my old indoor field, we had a TV there in the staging area, and I was doing some retailing of Spartan USA product. Spartan USA, for you guys that are ancient, you probably remember them as an airsoft distributor. They had different brands back in the day. I don't think they're around anymore at the big capacity that they were, but from
nope.
like,
There you go. Lost you for a second.
and so anyway, so in my indoor place, I just showed nonstop Operation Lion Claws CDs.
Sal's
I
on.
know a
All
lot of
right.
guys kind of.
Sal just jumped on there. Just want to say hi to him. Sal
What's up,
from
Sal?
Sal Sport USA old school. There you go. That one's for
Yeah, man.
you.
Yeah. But yeah, man. So what's new? What's how's everything going with you? Dead End
Oh,
Outfitters, the new indoor spot.
brother, you know
The,
it's funny. That's one of the reasons talking with you the other day, and it popped up to have this conversation. Really was because of
right,
was everything going on. It seems like we ride the wave. The whole feast and famine thing within airsoft. You're as familiar with it as anybody else. It more so than a lot. In that sometimes airsofters are like they're flush with cash. They can't wait to play and buy and go and do and all
oh
that. And
sure.
then the next thing you know, like where is everybody? What's going on? How come the fields are closing? Where's all that? Um, Sal just rolling them out. Look at this. Um, yeah, I might even need to have Sal pop. I had him on last week, but I might even need to have Sal pop on when Wiener pops on too. I keep forgetting, like Sal's been around. What did he say? 1998. I think he admitted to the other day.
Doing
What's
the
up, Colt?
PBs.
Yeah, he was. So you guys definitely you all got time on me for sure. Um, I was. I started playing 13 years ago, and started 19 Kilo Airsoft, which was only lasted about 6 months before I partnered up with Tiny with Dead and Outfitters.
I remember
Um,
hearing about that. I didn't know that was you. Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I started, and it was in 1998. Yeah, there it is. Um, I started it. Tiny had DEO, and we bonded together. And I closed that.
Yeah.
We kept DEO going, and it was funny because you were selling him and me both BBs. You were with Elite Force at the time,
Right.
and you were my very first vendor. And I'll I say this every time, but I'm gonna say it again anyway. You were absolutely 100% more than just a vendor to me because you guided me through hang on a second, Colt. Hey, I've been working all day. Colt put me on my hair. Um,
Oh, it's not perfect.
I do need a bit of a haircut, but I've been working all day, man. Come on now. Um, but I mean, you've been like long before you got into the retail wholesale game and being a vendor and all that. I mean, you had a field, you had an arena, you were part of all of that as well, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, my background is I've been playing airsoft for too long,
Wow,
23, 24 years.
holy cow.
And so we ran a lot of outdoor fields in the Kansas City area. I'm originally from California. That's where I grew up as a kid. I moved to Kansas City later in life. Um, but I would go to visit my family in California, and there was all these indoor fields, indoor airsoft, a playground, which now we know is oh Sonny Papito's place out there, Tack City. right?
Okay.
So,
Yep.
so I seen all these videos. They kept popping up on YouTube. I was like, oh, this indoor stuff's cool, man. So I got crazy, and then I opened up Kansas City's first indoor fields after running a bunch of outdoor fields, and ran that for several years. And then it just turned into a retail shop after I got kind of pushed out of the property type thing, which I was okay with at the time. As you know, indoor fields take a lot of commitment, take a lot out of you. So my background there. Where was I going with that, Greg? And then I got involved on the industry side. I jumped on board with Umarex US, and now I'm with Delta Armory USA. I'm the head of operations for Delta Armory.
Yep. Yep. And that's and that's amazing in and of itself. I love that. You know, Elite Force. They've been around for a big player in the game. All that. That was all good. And you know, you kind of like, all right, I'm done over here, and you became an independent, which I thought was awesome. You know, you're like, all right, I you never were. That's why I think that's why we got along so well, by the way. And again, this does go back to where we were, where we are, where we headed. You were still always the you catered very well to the small guy because you cared, and
Right.
no pun intended. Anybody that wants to make a short joke. It the but you know, like you took the time, and sometimes you took more than the time. You know, you which was awesome because I learned so much from you, and
Yeah.
that was something that was very important back then. And then you know you wanted to continue carrying that on, and then you know you were working along with Jonathan, and doing
BCM. Yep.
BCM.
Helping him with his BCM license
Yep,
product. Yep.
which again an amazing thing. And two amazing people, by the way. Those of you that don't know, I was blessed to have both of you on the stream.
John's a good dude.
Wow, going back about a year and change ago now.
I
That
guess
was
so.
that was
Yeah.
amazing. And then you hooked up with Delta Armory and got them here in the States.
Yep.
Again, fantastic, amazing guns. Half my rental fleet is all Delta Armory.
Hey, there we go.
Absolutely amazing guns. And then um, to see you doing that, we don't have enough of that anymore, and that's called a segue, kids. You know,
Right.
where it went from either boutiques, you know, or these companies that were trying to, and then there was this sweet spot when gun companies were like, "Hey, we got to deliver a better product," and so everybody started getting a little bit better, started caring more about it, started getting more involved, and that's right about when I came in. And I was like, wow, this is explosive.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Good timing. Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
yeah,
The highs were high back then for sure, man. But I don't want to go back too far. But yeah, going back on my background, and then when we teamed up, when you got on board with Elite Force Distribution, when I was over there at Umarex, um, again with my background, I'm excited when other guys show me that they're excited for that ground level, that ground floor stuff when they're just getting off, and I'm like, okay, this is what you want to do. You know what I mean? Like that's exciting to me. I love that ground floor stuff. So I'm always excited to help, and I think that's why we mesh together. I could sense your passion on that kind of stuff too. But uh, yeah, so segue, right?
yeah,
You came in at a really awesome time, industry wise, hobby wise, and here we are today, right? 2025. It's a different world. It's not 5 years ago. It's not the pandemic. You know what I mean? The payout, the checks that we
yeah.
got, which really elevated airsoft. The wild story about that is, we were
I'm
all
gonna
sitting
jump
on
Wiener in while you tell this story. I'm gonna Wiener just joined. I'm gonna jump him in real
get him in
quick.
here.
We're gonna get him in here. I don't know if you know Rob
Yo,
Wiener or not.
I
Uh,
think we're friends on Facebook. How you doing,
yeah,
Rob?
Rob used to be with Doomsday way back in the '80s. Before that, and now he owns New Breed Airsoft,
Oh,
which
okay.
is which is a local to Florida, hoping to be a little bit bigger than that. Never wants to get past the chill sim stage, so he really likes.
Love
Again,
that.
this is a great pairing right now, the three of us, because we get to be
I'm not
tied
picking up
into.
Rob.
Yeah, your mic's off, Rob. Can't hear you. Can't hear a word you're saying.
It actually sounds like the Chipmunks. Did you hear that? It sounded like Alvin.
Let's see. We'll get him. He's still working on it. He just started doing a stream himself with a buddy, and he's still working on it. We'll get him there. we'll,
Are
we'll
you
figure
hearing
it.
that?
So, um, Wow. Hey, I'm gonna kick you out. You come back in.
We'll reboot.
Yep, I'm gonna kick you out. You come back in. All right.
So
So you were saying, go ahead.
that'll be good. Yeah, it'll be good to get him on this conversation too, because I'm sure he's got well as well. Topicals.
No, hey, kick yourself out, log out, Rob, and come back in. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
And we're like, we're like the pandemic's kicking off, right? Mask up, 6 feet. Don't even look at me. Don't breathe on me. And people, the airsoft goes stale immediately, right? Because people are like, we're in our bunkers, you know what I mean? Cleaning everything with Lysol. And then I'm like, dude, we're all gonna be in a soup line, bread line here, right? And then the stimulus checks kicked out. And overnight we were like, best year ever, bonuses everywhere. You know what I mean? It was nuts, man. I mean, we were celebrating in airsoft at the time because it was thriving. People were stuck at home. They had some extra spending money. They needed to be entertained, and online retail of airsoft was crushing it. And then after a while, some places started lifting some of the bans, and then the outdoor fields became very popular because it was outside, it was fresh air. It was tough to be an indoor field at that time, but that really rejuvenated airsoft. It was kind of like a revival type thing 5 years ago for sure. Here we are, 2025, and people are making hard decisions. Inflation's there, and it's like, all right, well, I gotta have gas. I can't go to the airsoft game this weekend, or, you know what I mean? Or I gotta get some groceries or the rent paid type thing. So, and it's not just airsoft. I mean, this is a entertainment hobby.
Yeah.
And I say that reserved because we're going into the holidays too, and the holidays is always a peak season for airsoft. So we have not yet seen what the year holds. There's still a lot of year left, to be fair, especially this time of year. So as far as industry distribution type stuff, the weather's getting nicer. It's cooling down. I'm ready to get back out there. I'm done with the sun, dude. I'm ready to be out there in like 70 degrees. I can't put on a plate carrier. I'm too big. I'll die if it's above like 85 and I put on a plate carrier and a helmet, dude. I just can't do it, So,
let's try you again. No. So weird. Yeah. It's so funny. I don't think he's in his proper.
No, I'm not.
There it is.
We got you though.
Oh, it got me now?
Hey.
Whoa. Holy smokes. I guess
All right.
it helps if I turn the switch on the back of the mic.
That's not a terrible idea.
It's not my regular headphones, and I'm on my laptop because it's out. I didn't go out
We
to the
are
man cave.
all professional.
That's
That's
right,
right.
100%.
That's
we're
right.
We're all experts, and I work in technology. That's the
Upper
problem.
echelon, right?
So we're October 1st, so there's plenty of time left before Christmas. Absolutely, you get the holidays coming, for sure. It's Winter, I think you got a little echo going on.
It'd got to be this cheap ass headset.
Oh, it's picking up.
Yeah, let me see if I turn the volume down just a little bit on it. Let's see here.
Yeah. So, the you were talking about COVID.
Right.
You're talking about COVID, and yeah, the feast and famine, but I think you had said something.
Good. Can you hear me? Yeah, good.
You had said something when we were on the phone about, oh, there he is, Mr. Walker, Big of the Devil.
Hey, CRISPR.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Bitches. His tagline, "What's up, bitches?"
When you when we were on the phone, you said you felt like we had, what was the phrase? What did I say? That we kind of backslid some. We've
For sure
regressed. We regressed.
It's been a little, yeah, and everyone's feeling it. There's no singling out anybody. It's the whole world. This is like a whole, it's a global thing at this point when it comes to airsoft.
So Wiener, you've been playing.
Good God, since 2000. Well, 2012 is when I started. I played paintball prior to getting an airsoft. So I did.
Okay.
2012 was when I had my first exposure to airsoft, and 2016 was my first big Milsim event that I went to.
Yep.
And the reason New Breed started was because of my first Milsim event. When I showed up at the event and we were like deer in headlights, what are comms? what squads? We knew what those were, but like all of a sudden you're thrown into that world. So
Yeah.
I started New Breed to do events at the local fields
Yep.
to bring them up to get them to the Milsim level. So everybody from father son teams to bring them all, and it's been phenomenal since then. I still work a full time job, so I haven't been able to devote all my time to New Breed, but New Breed's name is getting out there everywhere, just on the fact that the 2 events we run a year.
Nice.
Right
No
now,
worries,
so
Christopher.
you're getting Crisper on, bringing him on.
No, he.
Oh yeah,
It's baseball
oh,
season for Al.
that's
Yeah.
right. Elson's playing ball.
Yeah.
Yep.
He had a he had a he had a doubleheader last week before, whatever it was. So
Yeah.
the funny thing you said, that this community, they since it's made up of such quirky people, you have some that devote themselves to certain things,
Sure.
others that are completely distracted by the shiny object.
Sure.
And it's really those kind of extremes. There's
Can
not a lot
you
of
be
people-
both?
Yeah.
Shiny object head.
We've talked about helping to support helping support your local, like myself and Wiener, being an event producer, but he's intentionally a local chill sim event producer. That's
Right.
what he wants to do.
Poppins Patches,
Well-
David Manning, what's up, man?
And getting him, getting behind those games. These are games that cost a third
Of what the big guys
you
go, yep.
pay going
Right.
to a big event.
Right.
And getting guys behind it instead of them saying, "Oh, I'm not gonna. It's gonna be terrible. It's gonna suck." Shut up and go play. You play with dumb toy guns.
Yep.
Don't play with dumb toy guns.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
sit around and gripe all day long. Go to one Milsim a year and act like you want to get out there and make a difference. Make a difference.
Right.
And then there's guys that that do support. They support hardcore. They go all the way down down to the bone with it. Same thing. People that they'll buy from their local community, but then you get the folks that, well, let me shop around on Amazon and let me. Eventually you're going to have nobody to buy from but Amazon and eBay, and that's it. What you're going to get.
Yeah. We did. That's right.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. He met me in person before you got to, Greg. Nana boo boo.
Nigel, where are you located at? Where you based at?
I'm in Fort Smith, Arkansas.
Fort Smith. Okay, gotcha. Looks like this year I may end up going, which is in 3 weeks. Airsoft Con in Los Angeles
cool.
or Alhambra.
That's a
So
fun
it looks
one.
like Mark and I might be going out there and checking
That's
it
a
out.
fun one. That's another mecca. Yeah,
Yep.
you get Airsoft Con, you get SHOT Show, all these big
Yep,
events.
SHOT Show
Yeah.
too. January, we already put tickets
There
for
you
that.
go. Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna try and hit the whole gambit this year. Well, within this next year.
Getting more of those. There
Yep.
you go, right there. Getting more of those would help. But we definitely have gone from a huge community that pushes, and I think like you said, and definitely want to hear both of your guys on this, is we've regressed some to where it's back to complaining, not supporting, and expecting more for less.
Mm.
And I mean, I definitely want to hear you guys and folks in the chat and what your thoughts on that are. As far as that's my perspective. That's what I'm seeing happen now over the past
So I can
18 months, give or take.
Yeah, I can speculate a little bit on what you're saying, man. It's like, from what I've always witnessed, the average lifespan, you got your guys that are like, I love airsoft. This is my life now. This is my character. But the casual average airsofter, you're looking to get 2.5 years out of that player before they're like, hey, I'm looking to sell all my gear and guns. Okay.
Yep.
Usually the college or graduating high school is the make or breaker type thing. And sometimes they stick with it, sometimes they don't. And then you get the 30-something dad that gets back into it, that, wants to live the adventure type thing, G.I. Joe, But that being said, I think we get complacent sometimes in all things in life, right? But especially in our communities, our regional communities that we put together. And sometimes I think we stop beating that drum as hard as we used to. We get complacent, the player base is there, and the next thing you know, you're running an event, right? And like Rod's like, well, where are those 10, 15 dudes that were always there for every event for 3 years, and now they're gone, right?
Right.
So I think it's always a revolving door, and you always have to chase that new player. I think that's really what it's all about.
Yeah, correct. I agree with that 100%. I mean, I've got, some of the players that you're kind of molding up into this event. I have one guy with me all the time. He's 19, Pierce. Pierce is one we're molding him into, work command structure, things like that too. But
Yeah.
he was just the casual airsoft player. Now he's in college, but yet he still wants to continue doing that. So I bring him on board whenever I can. So
He's a great representation
of the younger crowd.
of the epitome of what we like to see happen.
Yep.
Again,
And they're there.
yeah, I take this thing way more serious from that aspect than I probably even should. I believe in this as a hobby and a sport that can elevate and help teach and be character building and things like I look at it like that. There's plenty of people that look at it like I just want to shoot kids in the face, and that's okay. Like that's a part of it. That is a part of this game. But oh,
you're chipmunking again, Rob.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, we're gonna dump him again. Go work on your thing. Nope.
Might be worth it just to go with your camera microphone.
So it's I've been told before that I take it too serious when it comes to that. Not like it's never too serious for me when we play. I don't care anymore. Let's have fun, get shot.
Yeah. I'm not there to win by any means.
It's
back.
Back. I like building the community. I like bringing more and more people out to do this thing. If I had $1 billion, I would open up an active sports center in every single state. I would just pump them out there, get them as many.
Sound like somebody I know. Yeah. Well, the thing is too is it's a noble cause. It is when you cater to it and kind of mold it type thing. It can be a really positive, wholesome thing at the very root of it, right? So it's worth putting the investment in, putting the time in, helping out these new players type thing. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I got a couple of we always find that younger player at our events who's out there looking to have fun, stuff like that, like little Louie. Him and his dad were out there. It was fun to watch him come to our second event where he showed up and he brought 6 of his friends. And they ran like their own little squad out there. So that, growing the sport from that age, I mean, Louis can't be more than 12, 13 years old. Brought a bunch of his friends out. So you see that generation coming up. And they will. They're there. Like I said, we're going through a little lull right now, but it's a sport. For me, it keeps me active. It keeps me going. I mean, I'm an old fart, so it keeps me out of the grave earlier.
Yeah. Exactly.
But to watch the young kids excel, yeah.
Yeah, in the age of video games, right? And I'm guilty of it too. I just got done playing Battlefield 2042 in anticipation of Battlefield 6 coming out October 10th. That's free. That's free advertisement right there, man. I'm here for it. But it gets my
those are my kind of games too.
Yeah, same here, man. It gets me off the couch, right? I can pretend I'm Chuck Norris with the Uzi. We talked about that the other day. So that's kind of where I'm at, and that's where I like to help lead people. You get those other guys, right, that can turn new players away. And that's another thing that you always have to be mindful of. You want to cater to everyone. You want to make everyone happy, especially as a business owner, right, or an event host or what have you. But at the end of the day, like if they're doing more harm than good, you got to weed those guys out.
Right. Yeah, the toxic players, yes. Mm-hmm. And there's some of them out there. I've seen there's not as many as there used to be. I think they're finding out they can't get away with as much as they used to be able to do.
Yeah.
That some of the stuff the crap they pulled on the fields and stuff like that, they can't do that anymore because you do have a good team out there. You do have a good. Your staff helps with that also.
That is part of the progression that we've definitely seen. That we did not regress in that. We definitely have seen a progression of less people cranking up their guns. Because everybody chronos now.
Yep.
You go back 10 years, chrono what?
Yep. What's a chrono? Yep, I agree.
Or we're using the paintball chronos at the paintball. Yeah, which isn't always accurate.
Yeah,
the big red ones. You remember?
Yep. Yeah. So you're not getting that anymore. You're not getting people just out there just to hurt somebody. You're not getting, you are getting people that they spent their money. They want to use their money wisely. They want to make the most of their day. They're not. So that is definitely a great progression side. That definitely goes into into the pro column.
Well, sure. And it's also a lot with your business owners and your producers too. And I'd say insurance has a lot to do with that now too, because you have to have insurance out there, and they're now more aware. The insurance companies are. So you have to put all those in place, everything from your safety brief to your, full gaskets and stuff like that, full seal LiPro, all that stuff, face shields for anybody under 18.
Right. I feel like it's pretty standardized these days too, which really helps out.
Oh yeah, that's helped too. Yeah, that's correct.
Used to be the Wild West. I mean,
Uh-huh.
the regions, it would vary from region to region, but yeah, I feel like it's pretty well spelled out these days when it comes to rule sets and things like that. But yeah, I think it's kind of like a community personal accountability thing too, right? With the different fields and events.
Oh yeah.
And not to say vetting to a point, but just being more observant because we've seen these people before. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's one way to do it.
Yeah, let the players do that to each other. Just don't let if you're an event producer or something that does that online all the time. We got to change somebody for that habit. Pretty good.
Yeah.
The funny thing about that, Christina, is to the flip side, we're seeing less cheater videos than what we once saw too, though. So we're seeing it. We're seeing on field people bonding together, being like, "Hey, don't do that." But we're seeing less of it being broadcast online. So we don't look like the shameful degenerates we once did, because that was. I mean, you go back 5-6 years, and that was every single YouTube video.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I want to touch on David's comment there, and he brings up HPA creep, which is a real thing.
Yep.
I banned it at my indoor place in Kansas City, right? After like a year or so. And here's my thing. Here's my take, right? As a field owner, if I want to outperform an AEG, I'm going to get HPA. That's just the fundamentals of it. And I know it's a superior platform, right? Mm-hmm. So in the same breath, I can't allow you to come in here and mollywop my AEG boys or what I'm selling in the pro shop predominantly. You know what I mean? So
hang on, let me pause 1 second. Everybody say hi to my mom.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Thanks, Mom. Love you. Okay, back to David.
Yeah, so no, that's a and then another good part of the comment is everyone's got a camera on nowadays.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Like I got out on the field briefly for the Rock's 9-year anniversary, which was a great field in Bolivar, Southern Missouri. I got out there for 45 minutes or so, and I didn't have a camera on, right? I felt weird because usually I'm always doing filming, and I'm looking around, and literally everyone else has cameras, and I'm asking them, I'm like, are you uploading this stuff? And they're like, some are like, yeah, I've got a small little channel, or I mainly just do Instagram clips. Like nobody's trying to it's hard to break down the door on YouTube anyways these days.
Right.
That's a whole other discussion of airsoft and the marketing or the lack thereof. But yeah, guys, I'll put it on my Instagram, or I'll just keep the footage for myself, and I'll watch it when I get bored. It's kind of fun, and I'm like, okay, that's cool, man. That's awesome. So
yeah, this is so the HPA thing. I have a different take on it, and this comes
late breaking news.
That was my phone. That's one of my work. That's my work phone going off.
The work.
The work.
Coming from the gun builder side,
right?
For me, it's I control. We control it very well. So we chrono even indoors with 3 2s to stop dual free.
Right.
And we allow HPA. We tape tanks. We do the whole thing because it's a deterrent. I don't want anybody doing. Now my safety brief is an hour and a half long. I have the world's longest safety brief. And even pre-recorded, it's long.
It's not that bad. I
was going to say, do you got it pre-recorded? You just got to hit the play button at that point.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
His
what
face
I have found though, when I do it live, I get to engage with the players better as I'm doing it live, and they always behave better when I've done it live. The pre-recorded, because they're watching me, but they're like this, they're filming
on their phones, right?
And there's no personal interaction. When I'm giving a live safety brief, and I can point at a person, and I can say Jeff, or don't overshoot like Dave does, or don't and people and everybody laughs. But now you're a part of something. Now all of a sudden, you just interacted with that guy right there on a personal level. You no longer want to cheat, and that's actually it's a psychological thing that happens.
So doubling down, creating a circle. Right.
With that,
Yeah. So doubling down,
yeah,
creating that accountability in that circle. Right.
yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
yeah, and just making sure that, because it's, it's indoor, you're getting shot 8 to 10 times more than you do outdoor.
Dude.
So it's so important
Not
for
in
that
here.
not to happen. I don't want to scare anybody off. I don't want that to happen. I don't want anybody to to uh, um, to not want to play because they're getting overshot.
Indoor is a
I want you to
blast.
be more
Right.
cognizant of
Yeah.
that. So, but yeah, I've never not allowed, but I've always made sure, like, we check, double check, triple check if you've got an HPA, because that was my first experience. Was there was 2 3 guys that had their polar stars,
Right.
um, you know,
Running circles around
10
everyone.
12 years ago, and you would see them just
Oh
get
yeah,
that,
for sure,
and
man. For sure.
but back
Yeah.
then also, what, 10 12 years ago, if somebody had a 0.28 gram BB, you're like, what is
That's
that?
unheard
Like,
of. What's
never,
that,
Yeah,
a
never heard of.
marble?
Yeah, well, I got the point one.
like,
I got the point 1 2 from
it
Walmart. We're
wasn't
good.
anything.
Yeah, you
So,
psycho. Yeah.
technology has definitely changed. We understand, more people understand more the science behind it now.
Yeah, 100% on that for sure.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
that is
That
such
and
a
that dang D hop that sold.
Ha.
I
Get it at DEO, the D hop that
it's
likes to reach
it's
up and
funny you
touch
say
balls.
that. I finally sent Nigel a D Hop after talking about it like forever. I finally sent him one, and he had it for a while and still hadn't been able
I
to
still got
like,
it.
had it for like a year, and he hadn't been able to go out and play with it or something like that. I don't remember what it was. And I remember the first time you got to go play with it, you like called me back and you were like, "Oh my god, man!" Like,
I took it
I was like,
to the first one I took it to Fort Reindeer Games
Oh,
years
yeah,
cool.
ago. Which, if you've
AMS.
ever been out there, yeah, that cactus, that mount facility out there, you're basically second and third story window shooting, right? So like having that extra 10, 15
Oomph.
feet of range,
Yeah.
yeah, it changes everything.
yeah,
Oh yeah. Well, I go through less BBs too. I mean, I have 3
Absolutely.
rifles, 2 MTWs with the D hop in it, and then a AEG, and it's just like, yeah, I go through less BBs, more accurate. Distance is awesome. Get that D hop
Yeah.
from DEO.
It's solid. I stand by
he
it. I
promotes me
told
more than I
people about
promote
it.
myself.
Yeah, everybody does.
But that's something that we've definitely seen a huge change, and I definitely and I know, Nigel, I know you definitely see it because you're in that part of the industry as well. Definitely see that future headed that way. G&G with their levars, being taking the gas blowback factor, but adding the compatibility of AEG. They really blew things out of the market as far as that goes.
Yeah,
Um, we're seeing a price reduction and a performance increase.
it's
You
pretty
know,
wild.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's amazing. What you used to pay for, $400 for a Crytek bore, or $400 for a VFC. Uh,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
you're
God, I
now,
remember those names.
you're now getting 190, 210, 230. You're like, yeah, Delta Armory. You're
Yeah.
getting guns. They're coming with programmable MOSFETs. They're coming, the quality of the build. You're getting all of
It's
these things
insane.
for, oh, there he is.
Hey, Chris.
Hello.
Toucan himself. Um, the where you're getting all of these advantages, and they're accessible to more people now. Because
Yeah.
people can afford to buy them, and
Yeah.
it's only going to keep getting better as technology increases.
Right.
That's 100%. But does that now put the advantage in the hands of the undisciplined? So
With
I'll
great
throw that
power,
one here. Shake
great
that one up, and I'll throw that
responsibility.
one
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
So does that lead to a regression again in potential cheating?
I think as long as the producers keep an eye on that too. I mean, because they will refund a ticket if that person is known to be that person who's going to cause that regression.
Okay.
So I know I don't want them on my field. If I have an event there and stuff
Right.
like that, and I know that they're one of the ones, or we can have a nice little talk, give them another chance, and if they buy, I mean, the cops will be happy to take them too. I mean, it's assault. Nowadays it's assault. I mean,
Yeah,
Oh, for sure.
we've
you
definitely
get in
seen some
trouble.
of that. But.
So we've seen some of that, but I haven't had any issues at any of my because it's that precedence is set forward right there at the safety brief at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So that they're letting me know that you are being watched. I mean, I've got enough admins out there who will watch the field. There's cameras everywhere, and that's a thing. So that those problem childs are being watched. And they know they're being watched. They can't get away with what they used to be able to get away with.
Yeah.
I've seen the points where they get away with it. Going to just pick up games on the weekend at a bunch of the fields. I think that's why I got into the event producer so well, is because I saw what they were doing. As far as protecting the players and giving the players a good time.
Yeah, and I think
So-
that circles back about what we're talking about chasing the new player. Because if you got
Yep.
these players, right, toxic players that are chasing away your new, then it all implodes on
Right.
itself, right? So, yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
I, yes.
So, and then what you were saying about like the quality of the guns for the value nowadays is ridiculous. When I started seeing this stuff a couple years ago, compared to traditional high-end stuff like your Crytek's and your VFCs and stuff like that, I was like, dude, this $200 gun is blowing this $500 gun out of the water.
Yep.
Performance, I mean, it's insane. So, like, how much can you do to? I'm going to compare the version 2 gearbox to a Model T, a Ford Model T. How much NOS and aftermarket parts can you put on a Model T until you're maxed out, right? And
Right.
I think we're there. I think we're
Yeah.
there. So, yeah, what some of these other guys are doing, I'm keeping an eye on too. I can't remember the name of it. There was a dude that had it out at the Rock's anniversary, but it's an underbarrel. It looks like an like a 203 launcher type thing.
Oh, the
the
Boston
propane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's gonna be a game changer, dude.
Yeah.
You can hear that guy
we
just
see
crack,
those-
crack, crack, crack. I was like,
Yeah.
dude, that's the
Definitely
best
see
of both
those
worlds.
around.
Yeah.
Is that the boombox too? The little,
Yeah, it's every time you pull the trigger,
Yeah.
it's a propane cannon basically.
Yeah, it just
Um,
cracks off a little squirt
yeah.
of
Elixir,
propane, right? Yeah, and
But,
it's
I
louder
mean,
than your
You've got
traditional
that.
one.
You've got companies like Taggin. They've been trying to get it over here. Their mortar system.
Mortar
You've got
system.
Oh
Yep.
my, that
I,
thing's terrifying.
IWI with their mortar system now.
Yeah,
You've got you've got these companies that are making changes. You've got some companies that aren't making changes. I mean, for the most part, Enola Gay is like, hey, this is what we do. But they're consistent.
Yep. Their product works.
Yeah,
For sure.
they're like, we've got smoke, we've got pee. There it is.
Here it
that's
is.
what you get. And cool. Other people trying to push forward. And every so often you get the Stingray. Stingray Airsoft,
Stingray, dude, those
who
things
came
are cool.
out of nowhere, and
Those
they just
things are-
exploded. And some of their stuff is a little pricey. They're the new wave VFC.
Gustav, right?
But they've got some stuff that it's game changing as well.
Mhm.
They've definitely got some stuff out there.
Agreed.
Companies like Ace Tech trying to reinvent how we look at certain types of tracers and
Oh, MOS has got that color changing,
Yep.
and it's an essential oil you put in there,
Mm-hmm.
right? That gives it a little puff of smoke.
Yep.
But the funny thing is I was joking with Yoshida from MOS when I saw him recently, and I'm like, but you could put like flavored essential oils in there too. So like,
Yeah.
if you're in an indoor place or you're clearing out a room or something, it could be like orange blossom. You'd be like, oh, Nigel was here. You know what I mean? It smells amazing.
Yeah,
Kinda
there's companies we partnered with eShooter about a year and a half ago, and I got to tell you, like I fell in love with them because they have an entire ecosystem. Their app controls their MOSFET, their target system,
Yeah.
and their tracer unit, all in a single app. I mean, that was beautiful to me. Piggybacking on that, Wolverine releasing the Blink system. A lot of people don't know this. Wolverine's Bluetooth MOSFET now pairs with an Ace Tech tracer, the BT, and it will actually auto tune your gun. A lot of people don't know that. I don't know if you guys knew that or not.
Nope.
I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you fire, if you set it up to auto tune, the tracer unit will talk back to the MOSFET and and tell it how fast it's shooting and what weight you put, what weight you got, and all that, and it will adjust your dwell automatically.
Oh wow, it's
Yeah.
got the mechanical switch on it. Looks like okay.
So it is absolutely fantastic. The
Wow.
we just got, we got back from the class and we went through it and it was like, this is awesome. And all the class guns all came with the blink system. Not They didn't come with the ace deck, but they came with the blink system. And it's super cool. Um, flavoring the air. Instead of Nebraska. Um, that's awesome, David. Thank you very much for that. That's funny. Um, but yeah, this is, and some things are ridiculous, or some people might think certainly some of these things are ridiculous, and others are incredibly innovative, and some are just a little ridiculous, but they're a stepping stone to the incredible.
Something.
Sure,
You know,
sure.
um,
The mortar system's going back on that, man. I was telling Campfire Tales, not to hijack, but it's a good story. I
Yeah.
think it was the IWI. It was approved at a Milsom West game at Camp Shelby, Mississippi. So this is how long ago it was. As
oh
we
yeah,
know.
you're
Shelby's
dating.
been
We
up.
just
Yeah,
brought
there
that
you
up on
go.
my stream the other night.
I
Camp
miss Shelby every,
Yeah. So does
what
Sal. So does Sal. He
yeah.
brought it up on my show
So
Monday night.
Milsom West, right? Of course, I'm hanging out with the Mr. Josh Warren, and being with the Rust 4 or militia. Of course, we take control of the mosque. First thing you do at Shelby, get control of the mosque. Get up there on the balconies. It's nighttime, right? We've got like our quick burners out, our little stoves. We're warming up some soups. I've got like a hot tea going. It's a little chilly. It's like November or something. We've got our bed rolls out, and we took over a balcony. And we're sitting there, we're just big chilling, man. And, just drinking and eating a little bit of food, calming down, thinking about maybe taking a nap. And we start hearing thump. And I'm like, huh, it's weird. What is that, And then like I saw like a neighboring rooftop just light up. Bloop. I was like, okay. And then you hear thump, thump. And I was like, no, dude. And like it got to the point where I heard something land right there next to us, like slam down on the cement. And I look over and I'm just like slow motion. It blows up, right? We're ringing, right? We kicked the jet boil over, our food, our soup spilled everywhere. It blows a hole in Josh's sleeping bag, just blows a giant burn hole in it. And I'm like, the mosque is no longer the mosque because of this mortar system. Like this just changed everything, So mortar systems in airsoft are really cool as like a multiplier for things you don't normally. Usually airsoft is very linear, right? You might get some elevation, but when you start incorporating a mortar system, it's a game changer.
Mortar system. How about drones? Drones nowadays.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah,
dropping
a
bombs.
lot of drones, a lot of ISR. Yeah.
That was awesome.
We got to use those. Wiener and I, we were just at Iron Fury, Iron Knife, and they had a thermal drone, and we're using it to guide troops in, and like
that's
just
sick.
Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, that's sick. Giving the live call outs, like a lot of fun.
And that, talking about what does the future hold. Now we're talking specifically for like Milsim. I mean, those two things we just mentioned, the mortar systems becoming more prevalent, drones being introduced, especially infrared or thermal drones being introduced. You've literally changed. Guys like me who never played night games. I didn't like to play night games. Now I want to play some night games now. The
got
costs
nods?
are coming down, the technology's going up. Absolutely. So
yeah.
The price of nods are coming down too. Even these the little digital ones now.
I started out with this. Yeah, the psionics. I started out.
I have a psionic still in my closet.
If you got the perfect conditions, I've had it where it's like clear as day, and I've had it where I'm just like screaming static in my eyeballs, So, but you know what? I finally took the leap last year. A good buddy of mine was getting rid of a pair of PVS 14s used, and they've got like some blemishes or whatever, But like, it's always been one of those things like. I got kids, man. I don't have time for night vision. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he gave me a sweetheart deal. He's like, well, I'll take some of your gear. And I'm like, you're going to take all my good stuff, aren't you? And I'm like, so, we came upon an agreement. And I finally am the proud owner, So night games are a lot of fun nowadays, for sure.
What would you guys like to see, whether it's from the community social aspect or the technology aspect? What kind of changes would you like to see come in the future?
It's a good question.
Oof.
You know, new stuff again. Like I brought up the comparison to the Model T. You got this Blink Bluetooth deal from coming out.
Wolverine.
Yeah, yeah, and that's just like another slap on to the Model T, right?
Yeah.
So eventually, we're just gonna have to like, okay, so either we got to redesign it or, but in the same breath, as far as like new stuff and progressing goes, as far as the product, the actual tools that we use to play this hobby of ours, um, it's not going to change until like when the Army starts rolling out with their new rifles and stuff like that.
Right.
And then whoever gets the license for that, oh my gosh, right?
Yeah.
Good luck to everybody. You'll start seeing, and then maybe people will take an opportunity to be like, okay, well, the version 2, here's the flaws we know, a lot of people just the mold of the version 2, you have to go back and radius out, the cylinder head port so it doesn't crack off the front of your shell, stuff like that. It's like, well, maybe we take this opportunity to just redesign it all. You know what I mean?
Yep.
A drop-in
Make it
box, right? Not just like a quick change spring through the buffer. Just let me open my receiver and pull it out. How cool would that be?
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I think there's still a lot of room for innovation, but we're probably not going to see it until we start switching replicas themselves, right? Because at the end of the day, that's what we're doing. We're replicating what we're seeing out there for real. So I think that we'll see some innovation then. That's my theory.
What about you, Wiener?
Me, like you said, the innovation stuff like that, but I'm still playing catch up. I mean, I definitely want my own nods, along those lines, and I'm discovering that you get what you pay for on a lot of things too, from the helmets to the go out get a Team Wendy helmet, so you can mount everything to it and have fun.
Right.
It's just the new now the fact that they have the $300 set of night vision, like I said, that are digital, that are actually pretty decent. I mean, you don't need a whole lot of light to light up what you're looking at.
Right.
I tried out a pair a year ago. I haven't bought them yet. They're about $300, but I'm just there's other stuff I got to do, like buy stuff for the company too. And I'm working towards retirement, so as soon as I hit retirement, I mean I'm on the road traveling everywhere. But what can we change? Just keep bringing out the new technology and stuff. I'll buy it. it's the uniforms, the camo stuff like that, getting more durable, stuff like that. It's just, I just want to see the people have fun. Bringing the new players up and going through the same thing I went through when I was like, oh wow, this is cool, this is badass. Technicals now. I drive right around in the technical. At events and stuff when we can have them. It's you love retirement silence, Kristen. I'm not retired yet. Come on, I got light at the end of the tunnel. But it's the technology's there. I mean, the technology's getting better. I mean, I still got my HPA. What the heck's it called? Man, I'm on a brain fart. I was working on computers all day, so my brain's fried. But the tracer unit. My HPA, the old original tracer, HPA tracer unit that works good. Yeah. But the new technology for the newer stuff makes me want to go out and get a new one. It's just
Sure. Well, and here's the thing too is we're talking from a point of seeing all this evolution so far and all this progress that we've seen in our time shooting BBs, right? Yeah.
I'm working on it, David. I'm working on it. I promise you, I'm working on it.
He is, man. I'd love to see that too. I would pay the extra $1, but at the end of the day, if you manufactured an AEG in the States for something that would normally cost $200, it's easily going to be closer to $1,000. That's the reality. So,
yeah, it's getting the MOQs on getting something CNC'd. I mean, with the advent of the new desk, even with the new benchtop CNCs, you still need a 6-axis altogether.
Right.
To do a proper one in a proper amount of time without having to go in and actually readjust it, take it out, readjust it. So there's Nigel's right. There's going to be a cost involved.
Yeah.
I will say real quick, and not to interrupt you, but I will say this is that HPA though, different story, because there's a lot less physical demand.
Right.
On the body, on the
moving
receiver,
parts,
on those kind of things. So you can do more. Now again, it depends on what you're working with and where you're going and what you're wanting it to do. But yeah,
Yeah, no, for sure, man. No, I'd love to see that too. More everything made here in the U.S. so we don't got to
Yeah.
sweat every time somebody doesn't want to be nice to us. But anyways, going back to the Model T, the version 2. I mean, you know, we got to remember, like, this was made by a model train company that took RC car components and stuck them inside a plastic M4 and with like, because before that it was HPA. It's kind of full circle. It was,
Mhm.
I'll say, crappier HPA as far as performance goes. It was green gas, propane, or there was your own pump up. People had backpacks where you
Like
have
a
your own
propane,
compressor.
yeah.
Yeah. And then so when the AEGs came out, and I encourage everyone to go watch the Marui Man video because it's in Japanese and they bring out the M16A1. They're like Tokyo Marui M16A1. He's just obliterating cans with a high cap because high cap was new at the time too. So like, oh my god, 300 BBs. This is amazing. This is like a Hollywood action movie. And so AEG swept it. But yeah, maybe it's time to revisit that and um, it, like what you were leaning into is if we had to manufacture something here for airsoft for the US, an HPA system would probably be more relative to swallow than the price of an AEG made in the US. So
And the so like for example, Wolverine, just to use them as an example. My last tour there, his facility is fantastic. He's 9 machines now, and they're all cut. And, I think he gets. I'm trying to remember if he gets blanks in, or if it's all cut from block. I don't remember 100%. But a lot of it is processed right here. I think some of it gets imported, but a lot of it is processed in Tennessee.
milled out
He
and
does it right there
CNC,
on site,
yeah,
which is great. But to your point, and like everybody understand, as a Wolverine dealer, when I put an order in, I just put one in, a while back. Everything's made to order.
mm,
Um, and because he's an independent facility and he does everything, it's all made to order. So I'm not putting an order in today and getting it tomorrow.
mm,
It says right on their site, lead time's 4 weeks, because
yeah,
me and every other Wolverine dealer, including evic and UK and all of them, they put their orders in and they got to make these massive orders for them. So
right,
you have to wait. So what are the trade-offs? We got to ask people to have some patience and some understanding and stick to your principles. Do you really want American made? Yes, I do. Then stop buying elsewhere, wait your time, and buy here. And eventually, because you're only buying here, yes, those prices will go down. I'm a very principle-based man, though, so that will always be my argument.
right,
Um, my hope for the future, and both of you somewhere in your minds knew I was going to talk about this, is that we're able to finally get a unification of the sport. You know,
yeah,
um, get create a, a hierarchical design where you can be a member of this and you can actually elevate the sport and have unified rule sets and actually have national competitions, not just national events, but actually some kind of national competition, not just for, you know, 4-on-4, 5-on-5 speed soft, but actual true competitions.
Aren't they doing that already overseas though? With I forget
Bit-
because John Liu goes to that.
Bits and pieces, yeah,
Yeah,
bits and
yeah.
pieces they
Taiwan or
are.
something. There's a big, huge following in Taiwan.
There's some indoor milsim events, milsim events where it's actually objective based and you are team on team and you're having to do it. But again, they're very small, but it's not, to my knowledge, it's not an overarching unification. I think it's they put on this event and you can be a part of it.
it's
Right.
very niche, yeah,
Yeah,
Well, but it's not. But it's not like a regular like Milsim event.
no, I
It's a shooting competition and
yeah,
speed and you get recorded recorded
I'd
on
like to
different things.
see
So
I'd like to see what
yeah,
paintball did. I'd like to see us
yeah.
be able to do what paintball has done. You know, um, someday be on the Ocho. That'd be great. Um, it's a when that happens, if and when that happens, that then we'll really see the change that we're all talking about, because people will want to be a part of that more, and they'll pay more attention to their guns. They'll buy the better parts. They'll play a better game. They'll do all those things, and I think we'll see those changes. And then you'll get other companies that are like, oh well, let me jump into this arena and make something better. So, um, I from the technology standpoint, um, I know I'm working on stuff. I'm working on a change that Wiener knows about. I'm not gonna go full publicly about it. I think I may have told you about it privately, Nigel. I'll tell you about it if I haven't. But working with someone on a huge change, and it will actually change the game. Um, I hope that comes about. And I think it's gonna be a
Could be
big thing.
badass if it does.
Oh yeah,
Well,
no, it'd be
well,
fantastic. So,
I don't think you've
um,
told me about this. Now I need to know.
no,
But
okay, stick around because
No.
we're actually
okay,
we're at the 1 hour mark.
Wow, yeah, that was
And,
fast. 1 hour. I
there we
love this
go.
stuff.
so,
So,
what do you got in closing? Give me a closing.
well, okay, yeah, here you go. So again, man, I'm gonna kick this dog. The Model T, right? The version 2 gearbox. We talk about product innovation as well as like gameplay innovation or things that integrate like a mortar system that change the gameplay. But at the end of the day, where am I going with this? Even if you're trying to do things that don't necessarily hit the mark, like the car industry, right? My comparison, the DeLorean. What was that? Right? The DeLorean. But
Yeah, yeah,
how cool is the DeLorean?
Yep.
So
yep.
as long as we're trying and as long as we're beating that drum, right? That marching drum, keep on going, you know, stop going backwards, keep going forward type thing.
Yep. The Tucker, same thing. Yep, the Tucker.
Yeah.
Uh,
The Tucker.
Absolutely. Just try to keep
Edsel.
changing. So,
I like that car that Homer Simpson built in The Simpsons. Remember, it had like the different
oh, the
canopies
Homer,
with his
yeah,
family in the back.
Yeah, the Homer vehicle.
Yeah, dude. But it was awesome. I think about that car, at least twice a year. So, especially when I'm on.
What do you got? What do you got?
Just
for us?
let's just get the next generation of airsofters up to our level. They're out there. They're waiting to start. Let's show them the new stuff and get them all excited again, like I was when I saw my very first airsoft rifle back in 2012.
Yep.
So I was ready to go full bore paintball. Woods ball paintball. Full bore, and then a little 8-year-old kid with his dad was there and had this freaking awesome M4. I was like, oh crap! So my whole mindset shifted. Yep. So we had an indoor field in Orlando that we played at every weekend. I'd grab a bunch of kids from the neighborhood because it's an hour drive from where I live. Grabbed a bunch of kids from the neighborhood. Let's go. Load them up, and we all went and had a weekend. Played weekends in Orlando at an old Publix.
Awesome. Oh yeah, I remember that. What was that place called?
Combat City.
Yeah, man,
Yep, Combat City.
that was a pretty wild field.
Yep, Dave. Oh, what was his last name? I can't remember. But anyways, Dave. I remember he had to move around several places because the church kicked us out of there.
Oh, really?
So yeah, the church didn't like the fact that everybody was walking in and out of the parking lot with their guns, and even in cases.
The owner, I remember talking with the owner. He was a character, man.
Yeah, he was. Definitely was.
Yeah. But another thing that I wanted to interject too when we're talking about this stuff is it's important to us to keep beating that drum, moving forward, not backwards, innovate, integrate, right? But as long as we're chasing that new player, because that new player, this is a brand new world to him, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
So as long as it's presented well, we'll be fine.
Agreed, 100%.
Oh, 100%. Yep. Agreed. 100%.
I did. By the way, I just went over to Instagram and saw people that were on it, and Steve Tom was over there. So I just want to
He's
say
on Instagram.
yeah, it
Dark Horse
doesn't
6.
show up in the chat. It shows up over the Instagram chat, so I didn't see it pop up. But
Yeah, I'll be running against him at Hidden
I agree
Board.
with you guys 100%. As long as we keep moving forward, as long as we keep trying to reach out to the new players and make them feel welcome, make them feel like this is the place that they want to be. Don't shy them away. Don't big up them. Don't no egos, all that kind of stuff. So I think if we keep that up, and effectively pass the torch too. If you're all done, don't just dip. We've seen it happen. I'm not a fan of that. I think if you've been in it long enough and it's a big enough deal to you, ease your way out while passing the torch to somebody else. Let somebody else pick up where you left off. So. But again, like I said, I believe too much in some of this and not enough in just get
We're
out
old
there,
school.
spray and pray.
Yeah, we're talking about leaving it better than how you found it type thing. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean?
Oh, yeah,
Right.
make it better. Yep.
100%. So, Nigel, don't go away. Wiener, you can stick around too. We're gonna get sign off
Yes,
here.
sir.
Guys, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Everybody,
Thank you
thank
for having
for being on. And till next week, guys. We'll see you. We'll see you then. Y'all be good.
Squirrel.
Later, guys.